That's a repeat of yesterday's last group match in Group A. Then we have men's singles and the defending champion, Chen Long, trying to reach his fourth final Super Series of finals in 5 years. He's up against the former world junior champion, Victor Axelsen. Then we're back to women's singles and the battle of two former world champions, Ratchanok Intanon against Wang Yihan. Then we finish with the last of the men's singles, Jano Jorgensen, the world number 2, against the number 2 seed, Kento Momota. So a great lineup still to come. Well, as far as the women's singles draw is concerned, the top half of the draw features the world champion, and that is a repeat of the Group A match. And in the bottom half of the draw, a repeat of a Group B match. So 4 different nations involved. So Nozomi Okuhara, what a tournament she's had so far. Hasn't been beaten in the group. Won all of her matches, the 20-year-old from Nagano. 12 tournaments this year, all 12 finished ranked 5. 2 finals, winning her home event in Japan. Her opponent, Carolina Marin, has had a sensational year. Finished the year ranked 1, was in 5 finals. She won all 5 finals that she played. 5 Super Series titles in 1 calendar year.
This is the Dubai World Super Series Finals. Please welcome the players for the first of our women's singles semi-finals. First up from Japan, the number 4 seed, Nozomi Okuhara.
The number 4 seed, Nozomi Okuhara. Former world junior champion. Her first full year on the Super Series tour. Last year, just 1 Super Series tournament where she incidentally reached the final. But this year has played all 12.
Please welcome her opponents, the number 1 seed from Spain, Carolina Marin.
The world champion, the world number 1, the number 1 seed, Carolina Marin of Spain. Well, my goodness, she only qualified for today's semi-finals by the skin of her teeth. Only one match in her group. There were 3 players in the group that lost 2 matches and won 1, and she was one of them. But because Sina Nehwal lost against last year's champion Tai Tzu Ying in the last match yesterday afternoon, it meant that Carolina Marin would have her place in today's semi-finals.
Hello? Hello? I got a green, I got a black. Japan? It's black.
Well, it appears that M3-WS of Denmark is the umpire for this one. The information I've been given was that he was the service judge, but it's quite clear he is the umpire for this. Jiturat Tanu Karapat is the service judge. So a repeat of yesterday's last group match here in the semi-final stage. The number 4 seed, Nozomi Okuhara, against the world number 1 and reigning world champion, Carolina Marin of Spain. Well, as far as Nozomi Okuhara, well, winning all 3 group matches, then all 3 group matches in 2 straight games. She's the number 4 seed, but number 9 in the world ranking. I wouldn't be surprised if she goes up after this performance this week in Dubai. As far as her year win-loss record is concerned, she's been in 5 finals from 20 tournaments, and 2 of those finals, of course, Super Series, winning in Japan and being beaten finalist for a 2nd consecutive year in Hong Kong. Now, as I say, her matches here this week, it's been astonishing. It's not just the fact that she has won all 3 matches, it's the manner in which she's won all 3 matches. Very convincing in all 3. The most number of points that anybody has scored against her is 16. And when you think that her world ranking at number 9, you would not have predicted that. What a week she's had so far. So to her opponent, the 22-year-old Spaniard, world number 1, enjoying her second spell as world number 1, playing in the Super Series finals for the very first time. She's had the most incredible year. 8 finals from 12 tournaments played. She's won 6 titles, 5 of them Super Series events. Of course, the only title that wasn't a Super Series was when she retained her world title in Jakarta in the summer. So as I was saying earlier, as far as her group matches are concerned, she only beat the defending champion, last year's champion Tai Su Ying, on Wednesday. She then on Thursday lost to Sina Nehwal, and yesterday lost to her opponent of today, 21-9, 21-15 in 47 minutes. So the opportunity for the world champion today to try and get revenge. This will be the 5th meeting between the 2 players. And of course the last time they met was yesterday. And their confirmation once again of the score. It was 47 minutes yesterday for that scoreline. So M3-WS of Denmark, our umpire for this. Titurut Tanukarapat of Thailand, our service judge.
Ready to play.
Well, Steen, I don't think any of us would have really predicted Nozomi Okuhara. We knew she was a good player. I mean, we've watched her perform, we've sung her praises. Well, of course, we know this lady is a fabulous player. You don't win back-to-back world titles unless you're pretty special. She became only the 3rd player in history to retain a women's singles world title. But this youngster from Nagano, on the main island of Honshu in Japan, Nagano, of course, staged the 1998 Winter Olympic Games. She has been nothing short of sensational this week.
Absolutely fantastic, and the win against Marin 21-9, 21-15 was amazing. It was the first time in 2015 Marin lost a match in 2 games.
Wow. Now, am I spotting some strapping on the right leg of Carolina Marin?
Yeah.
Play.
Yes, there we are, around the calf muscle. We saw her left ankle strapped yesterday. That's not new, but certainly the calf muscle strapping is new from yesterday. So, women's singles semi-final.
Service over. 1 lock. Two lock.
Yes, that's nice. So, Steen, what would be the game plan if you were in charge of Carolina Marin? You've got to try and change the tactics, haven't you, from yesterday? Or
Yeah, a lot like this rally, where we see her play with more patience and emphasize the the accuracy of the shot ahead of the pace, and exactly that shot there, these two shots from the front court to the back court of Nozomi Okuhara, so important.
Oh, goodness.
And that's well played by Okuhara. In order to avoid that, Marin cannot play too many shots in a row to the back court. And these clear shots, there's too little pressure in those, so she needs to play them downwards, preferably into the body or the belly of Nozomi Okuhara, because Okuhara has been, that's a good shot. She's been so great at that during the week, that when the opponents, when they're not playing sharp enough, she punishes them.
Yeah.
Sometimes with a straight winner like here, but on other occasions with good shots that gives her the initiative, and due to her speed of movement, she can maintain that pressure on her opponents. She's been amazing.
Oh, good net shot.
Well played.
Yeah.
Well played.
And gets herself out of trouble.
Yeah.
5-1.
Second time she plays that backhand, mid-court backhand side of Carolina Marin. Plays it, gets it below the tape. Seems like a very wise strategy from Okuhara.
Yeah, that's good judgment.
Six over.
Looked down at the line, looked back up at the shuttle, got her spatial awareness. Knew it was going to go long, and indeed it was.
And she's going to beat the statistics, Okuhara, because we've had 4 repeat matches of the group stage so far, and all has been won by the loser, the initial loser in the group stage. She's going to turn that around here, and also the fact that Marin hasn't lost twice in a row to any player since winning her first World Championship in 2014. So it'd be nice to see if Okuhara can change that around.
Yeah, somebody taking photographs with a flash camera or on their phone. It's gone wide.
I'm not sure that Carolina Marin has the accuracy at the moment to challenge Nozomi Okuhara.
Oh, well, that proves your point. But I don't know how much of that is the psychological pressure she's under.
There's a lot of psychological pressure because Okuhara, she gets a lot of normal winners back.
Yeah.
That's well played. One more time. Yeah. That's well played.
Yeah, that's nice.
For Okuhara, she needs to break off that shot there. Is causing her trouble. That should be a downward shot to the front court, in my opinion.
Well, earlier on in this game, she played a cross-court winner from that, didn't she?
Yeah. That was wide, I think.
Oh, that was a missed opportunity.
4-8.
She didn't miss a lot of those in the group stage. So there's also added pressure to Okuhara because, I mean, she beat her in the group stage, and now she's got to do it one more time in order to continue in this tournament.
Yeah.
And there's no second chance if she loses.
That's nice. It's interesting because you said that Carolina Marin needed to use some of the body attack against Okuhara. Well, I've noticed already Okuhara has used 2 body smashes at her opponent.
Yeah.
So she's maybe noticed, you know, a similar thing. I think it's a shot that's perhaps underused in women's singles.
It is. It definitely is underused. It will be absolutely crucial for Marin to have the correct length on her shot. She will get punished every time she doesn't play long enough.
Yeah.
And if she's unsure whether she can play long enough or not, she would have to play drop shot, play it into the court, so that she doesn't get to run the long distances. And that's a lot to ask, and that's why we've seen Okuhara dominate during the group stage. She's simply been brilliant.
Well, you said from that deep forehand corner she needed to attack Okuhara. And she did precisely that. And she's got a 7-point advantage in this opening game at the mid-game interval.
Good interception, good read. Of course, we expect her to read that. It's a point during the game.
Importante. En jugadas de 2, 3, 4 días, cuando ves que vas con estética va llegando un poquito más abajo, baja el volante, date tiempo. No te pongas, no le des el ataque, ¿de acuerdo? Y en las redes de que no juegues paralelo, Carolina, juega al centro.
I'm not sure, were you able to catch any of that?
No, but there was at least one thing that was really, really important. That was the only thing I managed to catch.
11-4.
What it was, I have no idea.
Play.
But so far it looks pretty much like yesterday's game.
Oh, my goodness.
She read that all the way, Okuhara.
12-4.
Which end did the players start yesterday in the last of the group matches? Do you remember?
The last of the group matches?
Yeah, but when they played yesterday, did Okuhara start this end of the court or what?
I don't remember.
No. That's short. It's lovely.
5-12.
I think they started this way round.
Well played.
Good rally. Yeah, I like the punch clear from the left-handed Carolina Marin.
It was a good rally from both players, but in the end, Marin got the upper hand.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that did the damage.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's still, in my opinion, for Marin, the diagonal from
6-12.
Okuhara's long forehand to her short backhand. That's where the possibilities are. it's just not easy to capitalize on it, because you have to disguise it a little bit. We've seen Okuhara make some great read in her forehand side, where she counterattacks and so on. So it's still very, very difficult for Marin, because she's up against perhaps the quickest player on the circuit right now.
Well, certainly the way she's moved this week, I think you're absolutely right. Okuhara.
And technically skilled as well.
Yes. Which I think has been developed over the last couple of years.
Service over.
Well, they're both acutely aware that unless they
13,
get these drop shots
7.
and these angled attacking plays very accurate, that their opponents are going to get to it with ease, and therefore they're just sort of provoking themselves into error.
Yeah. And in many ways, rather make an error than sort of get behind in the rally and chasing for 5 or 6 shots and still losing it. But at some point you got to stop making the error.
8,
Yeah.
13.
And getting it to work. A very important period of the match right now. Will Okuhara be able to widen the gap and sort of steamroll Marin like she did yesterday, or will Marin be able to close the gap and at least get some confidence back before the second game?
14-8.
Oh, that's a good clear again. Yeah, lots of punch clears from Marin.
This is one she got back that almost no other player would have got back.
Yeah.
Okuhara.
What a rally. It's got to be the longest of the match
That's
so
wide.
far. That was
That's
going
wide.
wild.
That's wide.
Oh, my goodness. This is unbelievable. What a rally. Oh, brilliant. Well, that hurt physically. It hurt the Spaniard because Okuhara just refused to let the shuttle hit the floor. Look at that. Well, that's got to be the longest rally of the match so far, surely.
Thank you. On call, please.
Strong psychological message Okuhara was sending here. Come on.
15.
Fire all your best shots at me.
Yeah, well, it was the longest rally
I
of the
dare you
match
to
so
win it.
far. 55 shots. Yeah, and I think, just picking up on your point there, Steen, I mean, the psychology of this is so intriguing. You know, That's, I mean, both are great badminton players. Both are technically very good. Okuhara perhaps quicker physically around the court, but then I think the shot play of Carolina Marin, the pace of shot, I think, especially with those punch clears that we saw in the previous rally.
And that's also important, what happens after one of these long rallies, because I mean, both players are obviously affected by the length of the rallies, but we don't think that Marin is particularly physically weak. Of course, there might be fluctuation over a season, that when you're in top form or when you're a little bit more fatigue or so.
Much flatter smash, and it was very effective.
10-15.
Now Fernando Rivas always offering advice and instruction, and most importantly, encouragement. Oh, that's dreadful.
Serves over.
Serve
16-10.
Almost looks as if she changed her mind, my goodness, yeah.
Excellent. Excellent flat game from Okuhara. A flat game that's almost overhead game for her.
Yes, not the tallest of athletes, is she? Same height as the net posts, apparently. I think she might have grown a little bit since I got those stats, though. Oh, yes. Oh, it's long.
18-10.
Yep, good call, line judge. Going wide. 3 points away from this opening game. Nozomi Okuhara.
19-10. Leon. Leon. It's okay.
Well, Okuhara doesn't want to change the shuttle. Missed it.
20, game point.
Whole host
10.
of game point opportunities for Nozomi Okuhara.
Serves over. 11-20.
Second game point opportunity is converted. And the customary bow as she leaves the court to change ends for the start of the second game. What form she is in. Match clock ticks over the 22-minute mark. 21-11 opening game against the world #1. Okuhara looking very good at the moment.
¿Vale? Cambiar ese ataque, pues fíjate, esa jugada, Carolina, ¿tú te acuerdas del ejercicio que hacemos en el que te sale una carta y tienes que acabar en la red o acabar desde el fondo o acabar desde... ¿Te acuerdas? Tú sacas la carta y te pones la carta desde donde tienes que terminar el punto, ¿vale? Y te organizas la jugada con el sentido que intentes terminar la jugada desde la red. Tienes herramientas para saber qué puedes hacer en la red. ¿Vale? ¿Estamos? ¿Me siguen? Y en la zona de revés seguimos jugando muy paralelo y ahí te está haciendo daño. Me espero bloqueo paralelo. ¿Te acuerdas del plan? Igual como para invitarla a jugar en vez de revés.
Okuhara, once again, when she enters the court, customary bow.
20 seconds.
And it is interesting to me that Fernando Rivas using all of his allotted time to speak to Carolina Marin.
Yeah, exactly.
Second game.
Looked like there was a lot to discuss. I somehow got the feeling that Carolina didn't really look like she was believing in herself.
No.
That and sometimes you can feel when you're on court, you can feel, hey, I can't do this. I don't have the game at the moment.
Oh, that's a good clear. Oh, well taken. That is very, very good follow-up from Okuhara.
And the thing that's the problem for Marin is that she doesn't have the right answers when Okuhara challenges within the rallies. So she has to put pressure on her opponent all the time, because every time she gives a little time away and is put under pressure herself, her response in the match we've seen today and the match yesterday has not been of high enough quality. And I was thinking, who can, I mean, we shouldn't write her off yet, but
No.
but who can challenge Okuhara in this tournament, and yeah, probably one of the other two semi-finalists, Wang Yihan, if she can control the game.
2, 1.
But also I'd like to see Rachana Intanon, because she both has the shot-making skills, but she also has this little more light-footedness. So some interesting matches we've got in front of us here in the women's singles.
Oh, that's perfect. Do you think she's trying to play down the Okuhara forehand corner too much?
Yes.
Yep.
I think she is, because it's red that she will try to do that, and she needs to disguise it a little bit. But Okuhara is also doing a great job of neutralizing the smashes of Carolina Marin, because she plays the defensive shots quite flat and into the court, so it's not really possible to play any dangerous net game.
Well, the umpire's going to have a word with them here.
Go referee again, and then try to solve it.
Referee.
Yeah. It's the flashlight on a camera.
Yeah.
All. Late.
I thought he was warning her about time wasting, but I was wrong. Yeah, it was a good lift because
3, 2.
it's got so much height on it, Okuhara, that it was coming down vertically.
And these kind of smashes, they're not doing any good for Marin.
So what should she do instead then?
Play a drop shot or a punch clear, or play a soft smash.
Yeah, look, there you go. Pay attention, mate.
Yeah.
You're causing us problems. No, we don't want you waving. Switch your phone off.
3, 2.
Wide.
Yeah.
Good judgment.
Yeah, very good judgment. Because she was in a position, she could have played that very easily.
Yeah.
Es que veo cuando yo bajo el volante que ella me está moviendo, o sea, que me vuelve loca. O sea, yo veo que no tengo iniciativa en nada, que no tengo control.
Well, opportunity. Well, the tournament deputy referee sorts out the problems with the people using the flashes on their phones.
We had a little bit more trouble with the flashlight here than we used to.
4, 2.
So 4-2. Okuhara.
Over.
Yeah,
3, 4.
body attack.
No. Quarter. No. Yes. Change.
Well, back. Yeah, frustrated into error.
Yeah, because
Carolina Marin.
against most other players, she would have won that rally, but that's not the case against Okuhara, and you just have to accept that your normal winner shots, they're just regular shots in a rally. She wanted that one too much, and the mistake is earned by this woman because she's retrieving so well. See, there's the accuracy that we were discussing. That, I mean, Okuhara, she's 155, and that means that she doesn't have the reach of Marin and players of that height. So she's going to try to make the court big.
Yeah.
But a lot of players have tried that before her. And I just checked. I think one of the players that are best at playing short players is Song Ji-hyun. I checked Okuhara's head-to-head against her, and it's 2-3, and Okuhara has won the last two. So she's beginning to work out how to manage players with bigger reach than herself.
Yeah, that's great defence from Okuhara. Yeah, 155, that's about 5'1".
Service over. 5-6. Quick town. Quick town. Thank you. No, Japan, no.
Well, the umpire trying to get players back on court. This has been played at a ferocious pace, the intensity of the rallies.
Yes. 5-6.
Oh,
Service over.
I just sensed as that rally was in progress that it was a really
7-5.
important rally.
Yeah.
Play on.
What were your thoughts on it, Joe?
Well, I just felt the psychology of, you know,
Yeah.
the pushing the punch clears from Carolina Marin. It was a very positive rally from her.
Yeah.
And the psychology of being 6-all rather than 7-5
Yeah.
for Okuhara. I just felt at the beginning of this second game, Marin needs to be with her opponent if she wants to win this.
That's why I don't. Yeah, I agree. I still think it was a rally with some potential in, even though she lost it.
Yeah.
Because I think there was some things. I mean, if you play a fast player, then perhaps it's not a good idea to play a fast-paced game. So maybe you want to sort of take all the pace out of the game,
Yeah.
which is contrary to the way Marin has been playing against every other player in women's singles. So will she be able to do it? Be very careful when the chances occur. That's a dangerous shot to the forehand of Okuhara. That's well played.
That's brilliant.
Service over. 6-8. Carolina, change.
What, that high one?
No, the push from the net, because she was punished
Yeah.
before, and I don't know if it's because she wants to open up the backhand side or what. When Okuhara is covering it that much with her forehand side, it leaves Okuhara's left side open a little bit, left shoulder. Good shot.
It's incredible defense. Oh, she's taken it. Well, I think the strings in her racket went early on there, didn't they?
8.
That didn't sound right for about the last 4 or 5 shots. Well, not the longest rally, but certainly a long rally.
Seven, 8.
Forced the short lift initially
9,
with the
7.
good net shot. Look, her feet are only half caught when she played that first smash.
See, she got that covered.
Yeah.
10,
Here's an interesting
7.
observation, Steen. Oh, it's interesting to me anyway. For the last 3 days, Okuhara has worn strapping on her right shoulder. I can't see any strapping on her right shoulder today. Luck of the net cord there for Okuhara. Bad deflection off the top of the tape. No, there's no strapping on her shoulder, you see.
Oh. She's not holding back today.
No.
Using full power.
Look at that. So 4-point advantage for Okuhara here in the second game. Okuhara's smash placement today. Well, it's pretty even, isn't it? Well, it doesn't seem to be many down the centre of the court, but obviously playing to the left-hander, down the left-hander's backhand side. The red shuttles are outright winners. The yellow shuttle there is where Marin got her racket to it but couldn't return it. And the blue are smashes that were returned over and into court. Yeah, it's pretty even, isn't it, Steen, the angle of attack?
Yeah, yeah.
11,
It is.
7. Play. No, new shot.
It's important with variation to keep the court open.
Play.
Excellent net play there from Okuhara. Good judgment. It's gone long.
12, 7.
An extension of the lead. She's in total control.
13-7.
Japanese Nozomi Okuhara. There's a lot of good clears, but it's really hard to set yourself up for a winner just playing to the baseline.
8-13.
This time a very efficient cross net drop.
Yep. Quick. Thank you. You okay? 8-13.
Good shot.
Oh, that's good. Oh, my goodness. Well, these yells are getting louder and louder, aren't they?
9-13.
That's incredible pickup.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. And that's what I feel that is one of the differences between the two players today, that we haven't seen Marin make really sharp shots to the front court from the baseline. So you can't really make
Serves over.
big enough.
10-14.
Only from her own front court she can play close to the net, but of course Okuhara is aware of that. She's,
Yeah.
in my opinion, showed really, really great awareness of what's going on court. Has an answer to all the questions that Marin asks.
The lucky net cord and Carolina Marin's reaction. As if to say, what on earth? Look at that. Thunders off the top of the tape. Sinks to her knees, Carolina Marin. Oh my goodness. What do I have to do? Well, Carolina Marin's asking for the shuttle to be changed. Okuhara says no. Umpire agrees with Okuhara. It's very much standard, isn't it, that if the server doesn't want to change the shuttle, then the umpire sides with the server.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's found the line again.
Absolutely.
Oh, there's a
fantastic.
challenge here.
Yeah,
Well, I think that's a wasted challenge.
it is.
I thought that was inch perfect. Well,
Too late. 16.
umpire saying too late. Your challenge must be immediate.
Get the referee in, I
Well,
think.
Oh, now, has he allowed the challenge now, or has he called for
No,
the...
he's called for the referee.
Now, let's hear what the umpire has to say to the referee.
So I deny. Sorry, I'm talking to him, so I'll ask you to go away. Thank you. What does the rule say? What does the rule say?
It's too late.
Exactly. So it has to be called immediately?
Yeah.
That's essentially it.
Yes.
Okay. The explanation is that
Yes, well, that...
players telling me this, they look at their coach, and then you decide to call. It's too late. It has to be done. No, there's no argument. It has to be done.
I think this is wasted energy, arguing this. It's not going to be changed. And the interesting thing is that we've heard from Hawkeye that the shuttle was definitely in. So the line judge got it right. And even if she could challenge, but the umpire, it was good umpiring because she did turn and look at Fernando Rivas. Let's have another look. Well, there was no doubt in my mind, that's clearly in. That is clearly in.
10.
She looks at her coach and then she decides to challenge.
We weren't really able to see it from that replay because the coach is sitting in the other corner. So stopped, unfortunately, a little bit too early. That's long.
That's gone long, yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see how Marin reacts to this.
17. 10.
You could challenge that one, if you like.
Oh, I thought that was good umpiring.
Service over. 11. 17.
The net, but refusing to pick up the shuttle, making her opponent hand it back to her.
Japan change.
Yeah. Well, the
12,
reason I said it would
17.
be interesting to see how Carolina Marin reacted to that little incident was because yesterday in the last of the Group A men's singles matches, Janor Jorgensen, after a little incident where he cut his knee quite badly, quite frankly fell apart, didn't he? I mean, he lost his concentration. Little incidents on court, you've got to keep your focus. Got to keep the mental discipline. Oh, that's a good shot. Good.
See, that's the shot that has been missing. The drop shots from the backhand side. There's been some from the forehand side, but there's been more mistakes than when she's at her best, Carolina Marin. And of course, it's also inflicted by the speed and the retrieval skills of Okuhara. But But when she watches this and figures out what do you need to improve, then the shots from the back court to the front court of the opponent, they're not good enough.
It's gone wide, and Nozomi Okuhara 2 points away from a place in the final.
Pretty much the same score as yesterday.
That's brilliant. Well, we saw the smash placement statistics earlier, and since then, in this second game, I've seen at least 3 body smashes from Okuhara. So once again, varying it very, very well. Match point opportunities for Okuhara. Gone long. 20-year-old Nozomi Okuhara is through to the final. And Okuhara, having won all 3 matches in her group, continues her run of good form. All 4 matches played here in Dubai, won in 2 straight games. 21-11, 21-12 in 54 minutes. And Nozomi Okuhara is through to the final in her first ever appearance here at the Super Series finals. Well, what a performance it's been all week.
Thank you.
So that's 3 of our 6 semi-finals completed. Next up is men's singles, and of course the defending champion, Chen Long, the 2-time winner of this event, is trying to reach his 4th final in 5 years at the Super Series finals. He's up against the former world junior champion, Victor Axelsen. Then we've got the battle of the 2 former world champions in the second of the women's singles semi-finals. Ratchanok Intanon won her world title in 2013. Wang Yinghan won her title in 2011. Then, of course, we finish with the second of the men's